Hi and good evening to Tottenham Tantrum Gold, I should say. Home to classic matches, classic games, classic debate. Tonight we have a belter. We're going all the way back to October 1984 for Steve Perryman's 500th club appearance for the team and a match against the European champions against UEFA Cup champions. Who's going to win out of these two? Tottenham versus Liverpool, White Hart Lane. Let's crack on. Yeah, good evening. Like I said, tonight is the battle of the European champions against the UEFA Cup champions. Tottenham Hotspur versus Liverpool, White Hart Lane. Also, Steve Perryman's 500th game as a Tottenham player. Next to me, joining me tonight for this mighty big match is my co-host. The man next to me is a man that was probably there or probably not there, but if he was playing, he would be the Dave Mackay of the Tottenham world. Will you please welcome my co-host, Coover99. How are you, Coover?
Doing well here, thanks, Dermot. Looking forward to this one. I remember being at this game purely because it was such a monumental one, Stevie P's 500th game.
And down below me was, well, if he was to play for Tottenham, he would have been Glenn Hoddle's understudy. It's the man that could swing a swinging ball into anybody's path. It's my mate, Phil. How are you, Phil?
Yeah, I'm great. I think I was also at this game. I think we got tickets, and I was.
Well, we're all at this game, actually. So was I. Yeah. So the three of us were at this game.
We should have caught up. Who knew, eh?
Yeah, that's right.
Where were you sitting in that game? I was in the slowest stand.
I was definitely behind one of the goals, right in the top. Yeah. So I don't think at the big Tottenham end. I think I was the other end.
Where are you, Coover? In the shelf?
Slap bang, middle of the shelf, front row, front tier.
Oh, Dermot's on it again then. So let's have a look.
This is just normal Coke. There's no vodka. I don't drink.
Yeah, cool.
Oh, why we're talking like that there again? So
here we go. Right, let's see who's in the chat then, shall we? We'll start with. Phil is continuing with his Tottenham theme with Morda on the Orient Express.
Good evening, Phil. I hope you're all right. Could you please get off this channel? Thank you very much.
Mr. Ben's in with us. Mr. Ben? Cool,
that is retro, yeah.
Yeah, you're going back there, Phil. Jesus, what's Ben going to be today? He's going to be a cowboy.
So when you finish with our Tottenham Tantrum Gold today, get online and check out some Mr. Ben.
Yeah.
Children's
Phil's favourite show.
At the best.
Wayne Bonner's in. Evening, Wayne. Lovely for you to join us again. Ben's in there he's got the early owl in there. He's saying wow.
We're going to start this
again. Anyway, let's
crack on with the game. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just nipping in with a quick.
See, we left Coover down there. We left Coover at Tottenham Towers today, and he's rejigged everything on the stream now. Got new banners and a new little badge as well for the channel, new banners and everything. So we're now moving up in the world, and there will be a new intro in the next couple of days as well. Or the next, probably before Christmas, after Christmas, there will be a new intro.
Well, don't know, give me a bit of time. I haven't learned how to do the videos part of it yet.
Dial M for Modric has just come
Paul
in.
Brown, evening Paul, evening Scott M. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Shall we put the game on then?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get this thing started.
Yeah.
This one here, Dial M for Modric. You could have had.
It was his 600th appearance.
You could have
500. It was his 600th appearance there for Spurs.
Hi, Pippin. Yeah, we are. I'm just going to take
and
that
there
down.
Was the team. Yeah, Clement, Stevens, Houghton, Roberts, Miller, Perriman, Chidozian, Falco, Galvin, Hazard, and Crooks. On the substitute bench, one sub was Gary Mabbutt.
Where's Glenn Hoddle?
Injured.
Yeah, got it. But the great Mickey's there.
Yeah. Scott, yeah, everyone, I'm doing fine. Everyone here's doing fine. Thank you for asking, and I hope you're doing all right too.
Again, we'll just do a big shout out to Simon at Duck Jive. Thank you ever so much for allowing us to use this video, and hope you'll be here to join us very soon.
Did you notice a number 9 there, a young Paul Walsh?
Yeah,
He was playing for Liverpool during this time.
Unfortunately, that did look very strong. It's the back four, wasn't it, with Hansen? Yeah. Who's that there? That's Phil Neal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, there's Loro. God.
John Martin is the referee. We had a bent referee this morning. Now we've got a Martin. So bent Martin.
Kuva, the Maltese Volko. Very good.
Rare transfer
could we say all of us and Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Yid, or is that not allowed?
Yeah. Oh no, you're getting that.
Yid and Yido is allowed on here. And here's Ray Clements, who played for both teams, for Tottenham and Liverpool. Bruce Grobbelaar took over from Ray Clements when he moved to Tottenham for the start of the 1982 season. I think Ray Clements is like Pat Jennings. I think they're the only goalkeepers that have got great reception from their teams that they left. Because every time Pat Jennings came back to White Hart Lane and we played in the North London Derby, he always got a great reception from the Tottenham fans, didn't he, guys?
Yeah,
of course he would.
Yeah. This was originally broadcasted on the BBC for the big match, and I think the original commentary was John Motson. I think he did the original commentary for the beat.
It was likely it was going to be Motti or Barry, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. It could have been Barry Davis. Something in my head saying John Motson, but I could be wrong on that.
The Wayne Bonners come in with the full Mora. Very good. Very good. I still can't look at him now without thinking of Tony Galvin and the Chipmunks.
I knew.
I knew no.
So, what were your memories of this game, guys? I'll start with you, Phil.
I just remember going. Obviously, it was a well-strengthed Liverpool side, so it was kind of, very nerve-wracking at how we were going to get on. But I just remember, it was, we had a good side there. So we were a match for anybody on our day, and it was just the standard, are we going to turn up? Are we going to do it? But, always exciting playing Liverpool. And in these days, you kind of, you were very close to being able to do something about it.
We're still in the phase where if we played them at Anfield, we would have got caned. But because it's at home, we're pretty good record. And it's, of course, the reigning European champions against the reigning Cup Winners' Cup champions. So
UEFA Cup.
Oh, sorry, UEFA Cup.
I wasn't trying. I'm sorry.
That was a poor touch there from Chidozi, wasn't it? Should send him back to Orient.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I watched him this morning, didn't we? Yeah. I mean, what were your memories of this game, Coover?
It was noisy.
Shelf. Yeah.
It was certainly noisy because a huge game, wasn't it? I mean, Liverpool was still the team at that point. So we're just trying to make sure we got off to a flyer, giving the lads a really good shout out. And as soon as the tackles start flying in, get into the rhythm of it. But Liverpool, they're just so good. It was a really tough game.
I mean, you've got to speak about Stevie P, really, haven't you? I mean, what a great servant to the club, wasn't he, Coover and Phil? Both of them. Start with you, Coover. I mean, what a great servant, wasn't he?
We only have to listen to the way that all the players talk about him. Total respect. Manager had total respect for him as well. He would slot in any position he was needed. It was like he played there his whole life, wherever he played. And anything for the team, and quietly getting on with it as well, led by example. Absolutely fantastic footballer. Definitely deserved a lot more than that paltry one England cap.
Yeah.
But, there we go.
Yeah, the guy just led by example and just commanded the utmost respect. And he's played with some big names there. You know, when you look at your likes of Hoddle and Roberts and our dealers, and every player that ever talks about Steve Perryman talks about him in absolute high regard. There's nobody ever that you've gone along and gone, oh yeah, well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. He was just, you know, pretty much 18 years at the club says everything about, you know, the great, and he is a great Stevie P.
I mean, his record rarely. I mean, from 1969 to 1986, 655 senior career appearances and 31 goals in the league. I mean, that's just the league. I mean, I think, what was his total appearances for the club?
Wow.
If you include the cup game, yeah.
Well, if you include friendlies and cup games as well,
yeah,
it's an astronomical amount. I'm going to have to look it up. It's something ridiculously high.
Here we go. 866 games for Tottenham.
Yeah,
I was going to credit him with more. I was going to say 894, but it sounded.
I think I've got a Tottenham set of top trumps, and if you know you got him, you're always winning because you do. You just pick appearances. I would have said 854, but it's not far away. But 854.
No,
that's more than double a lot of games some players play, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, 39 goals as well. He did score a few. I mean, this was. I mean, if you look at his league, he started in. He had 23 appearances in his 69-70. Then from 70-71 all the way to 85-86. Well, apart from 82-83, but all them from 70-71 all the way to 84-85. He played over 40 games for Tottenham every season.
Wow.
Apart from his first season, he made 23 appearances in the league, and then in 82-83 made 33. And then his season he left, he made 23 appearances for Tottenham in the league. I mean, Mr. Dependable, wasn't he? Really?
Yeah,
absolutely.
No real injuries in there or anything, but. Unfortunately, the scum have scored. They're one up at Leeds.
Oh,
did you have to really ruin the mood of this channel by mentioning them, Phil?
Yeah, we got loads of games in hand. We'll claw it back. Don't worry.
Sorry,
Conte is here.
Yeah, you do not mention that name on this channel, or you get sent in the naughty bin for 2 seconds. I mean, I hope Leeds do them over. Got plenty of time anyway for Leeds. Is that the only game of the Premier League today to go ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? Yeah.
Ben's ears are bleeding, apparently. I don't know if because we mentioned the scum or...
Yeah, that'll be it.
Yeah. My ears are bleeding. Big up, Ben. Thank you for the comment.
Do you think they downgraded Liverpool once they brought in Grobbelaar to replace Clement?
Grobbelaar was a great goalkeeper in his own right, I think.
He was very erratic, though, wasn't he? I think one of the comments in the actual footage itself is saying Liverpool were coming to grips with losing Souness in the summer because he would have been off to, what was it, Sampdoria he went, wasn't it?
Yeah. Didn't he play for Juventus as well?
Not that I know of. I thought it was just Sampdoria. Might have to look that one up.
Or was it Liam Brady played? I think Liam Brady played for Juventus.
Well, I had no reason to follow him at all.
Right.
Well, he was a great Irish player. That's why I followed him.
But he was also scum, so
exactly
that rules him out.
Yeah, but I don't think about that. I just look at them who you played for my country, so that's why I always.
Nah, scum.
Yeah, well, you support that little country you live in that think they're the best in the world. took you over 30 years to beat us, a little nation across the water.
No, Souness over to Sampdoria and then straight on to Rangers.
It must have been then and Brody. Then. I mean, this season was a bit of a transition, wasn't it? Because Keith Perkins had gone, Pitch Reeves had taken over. What was your thoughts on this as a fan, Phil? The beginning of this season, were you thinking of more of the same, or were you disappointed with the season?
Yeah, he's still had the same team. He still had a great structure, a great captain, two great strikers, and a good Falco in the background. You had Hoddle and Mickey Hazard. So there was no reason why they shouldn't have been able to continue.
Well, Steve Archibald, that's the reason, really.
Yeah.
That's a massive loss. But as we said on some of the other videos, it's you forget just how good he was.
Steve Archibald was fantastic. Here's another one for you, Phil. Gil and Ted's excellent Avengers.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Where did this start from? Because I wasn't on the stream last night because I was spending some time with my wife. How did this come about? Explain this.
We just did it as an opening thing to last night's show, just for a bit of fun. Wayne Bonner's brought up another one, Kane's World.
Yes,
can't argue with that.
Mamma Mia. That's got Bohemian Rhapsody in it, isn't it? But what a film!
That was a great film.
So that's where it started. We just thought it would be good for it in the comments and just to see, just the range in our thinking. Just a good bit of fun.
I was going to say Jaws, but that's a Joe Jordan reference. It's a bit too obvious.
Yeah, it is. The FA Cup,
when Harry met Sally. Don't know if that came up last night.
Yeah, who did it? When Harry Kane met Solly. When Kane met.
Just to give you a bit of context for this season, Tottenham went out the fourth round in the FA Cup. They lost to Liverpool 1-0 at Anfield. And then we went out the League Cup in the round of 16 to Sunderland. Because back then it was... we actually beat Liverpool at home in the League Cup in the third round this year. But we went out against Sunderland after a replay. So we went out the round of 16. We lost 2-1 at home to Sunderland. And I think, where did we go out of the UEFA Cup?
Yeah. Yes, Wayne. I did that one last night, but very good. Kevin and Perryman go live. That was actually on last night. It's still funny. Great.
So it wasn't a great season, really, was it, Cleveland? Really thinking about it for Tottenham this year.
No, it could have gone better. I mean, like I said, if we just had the extra cutting edge of, say, an Archibald up front as well to go with Falco and Crooks. Well, Crooks was still there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, what a mess, Garth.
Do you think it was a hangover from the Birkinshaw years?
It's going to affect players, isn't it? A new manager in. It's unusual to just keep going in exactly the same vein as you were before.
And what does it say on there? Despite that miss, the match...
This match marks the renaissance of Garth Crooks.
There you go. Even got a little computer message board down the bottom.
Oh, so just fallout with Keith Birkinshaw. I don't remember him having a fallout.
Who's that? Steve Archibald or Garth Crooks?
Garth Crooks?
I don't remember that.
No.
There's Jan Mobley.
Or did I misread that? I thought it said about him his renaissance, despite them having a fallout with Keith Birkinshaw. Never mind. Should have been paying more attention rather than thinking of puns.
Yeah.
you look at the fans now compared to them. Look at Liverpool fans just penned into the corner. They look like sheep, just penned in, aren't they, in sections of the ground?
Yeah,
pretty much.
Apparently, there's a funny story I heard. Apparently, when it was the 1990 World Cup, and the England fans and Holland fans and Irish fans were coming off the boat in Calgary, and the Italian police put them into different pens. Now, you got to forget this was a boiling hot day, right? So the English fans were there, with the Dutch fans were taunting each other. It's all good natured, but the Gardaí or the Italian police went to the Irish fans, and all the Irish fans were doing sheep noises. And there were sheep in cages. Yeah, that went down like a lead balloon with my two co-hosts. I give up. I'm just going to sit here and look pretty.
The best way to look pretty is for you to carry on doing what you did last night. Carry on drinking, and then when you look in the mirror, you'll be able to pick which one you
wasn't fucking drinking. I don't drink. I gave up drink 2 years ago. Fucking hell.
You vowed to give up drink 2 years ago.
I did give up drink 2 years ago.
For how long?
You can start talking like that now and start doing it again.
Yeah, so you're already getting high pitched.
Do you want a cup of tea, do you? Go on. You want a cup of tea? Go on. You do, don't you?
I just watched a Christmas episode of Mrs. Brown before I came on. It's just comedy gold. Absolute comedy gold.
Father Ted's comedy gold too. Father Ted. I mean, Father Ted was brilliant. How they did it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, I agree. I was just noticing Ray Clements there. One trait he has in common with Pat Jennings. They both look so utterly relaxed when the ball's going near them.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like everything's easy. Been there, done it, no problem. The only other one I think of like that instantly is unfortunately played for the Scum, but he was a good goalkeeper.
Who was that? Pat Jennings.
Well, yeah, I could say that as well, couldn't I? No, son David Seaman. He was actually quite a good goalkeeper, despite the fact he chose the wrong club.
He looked like I never rated David Seaman.
Oh, what a goal!
Brian Roberts again.
Super grey, super grey.
Super Graham Roberts.
Christ, that's a bullet. Oh no, it was
yeah, it's
Crooks. It was.
Was it?
It
Crooks?
certainly was. Yeah.
Actually, now do you know what? I do remember this game because I didn't
Phil,
go.
You
to
better
this one.
remember it. You were bloody there.
No, I didn't go to this one. What I remember with this is we had people who were staying with us as a family, and for whatever reason, they left around this time. So we all came back in, and we were all just, me, my dad, and my brother.
Hang on. Sorry, Phil. It just come up there. Was it last season? It was the first time the one at Anfield, I think.
For 73 years. Yeah.
For 73 years, and Graf Cook's got the winner there. Sorry, so you had family, friends staying with you, Phil?
Yeah, and they, halfway through the first half, they left. So we all, like you do when you're like 6 and 7 years old, we all stood on the doorstep, waved them off, rushed back in and sat and watched the game. It was only when it came up at half time we even knew that they'd scored, because none of us picked it up. It was like, what? Hey, what?
And hey, do you want to read this one out, Phil?
Yeah, bloody hell. Didn't know Crooks scored with a header. Lol.
He was a great player, Graf Crooks, for Australia, wasn't he?
He was.
Got the
Very
equaliser
underrated.
in the FA Cup in 81, didn't he? So.
Yeah, I had a lot of time for him. I liked him as a player. Do
He's
you know
very
what?
good,
I like him now.
Yeah, I do. I'd love to get him on to talk about his Tottenham days. I really would. I say that'd be a good conversation to have.
I wonder, because he kind of does a lot for TV and the BBC, so I wonder if we'd struggle. I mean, it's worth a try, but I think there's
no chance on
different commitments in that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very good continuity by Tottenham just to bring Shreves in to take over from Berkshire, wasn't it? Sort of promote from within. Sort of Liverpool were masters of that for years, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well,
in the
it's
early
only
80s.
good continuity if it works. And Shreves was really all that good for us, was he?
No.
Jesus.
I mean, it took to David Pleat to come in rarely, wasn't it, to rejuvenate us again?
Yeah, but then again, we saw the end of Perryman and Roberts in quick succession.
And Hoddle and Ardiles.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just thinking when Pleat took over, when he didn't.
Pleat never wanted Graham Roberts, was he? Because Roberts talked about it that Sunday we were there, and he was like, I didn't want to go. He said, but Pleat made it clear that there was no way forward for me in the side. So he said I had to accept that my Tottenham life was finished. And he's like, he said it was very hard.
Yeah, I remember being really angry about it.
Yeah.
But you could see, like,
do you want to read that one, Coover?
I bet Garth Crooks has some cracking stories. Yeah, I bet he does. I bet he has a lot of stories you don't want to hear about as well, because I've obviously been a black player and the sort of almost casual level racism back then.
Yeah.
But I always thought the Spurs fans were always good at treating all the players well. Always had that impression anyway. I wonder if any of them would have said any different back then.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know how it was from the players' point of view, wouldn't it? In those days,
it would.
I've got the squad up. Do you want me to go through the Tottenham squad for this year? It was only a 20-man squad. Clements, Hoddle, Perryman, Houghton, Dozier, Crook as well. Tony Galvin, Mabbott, Falco, Ardiles, Hazard, Mark Brown, Allen. Clive Allen was at the club then. Tony Parks, Gary Stevens, Graham Roberts, Danny Thomas, Paul Miller, and Gary Brook. They were the that was the Tottenham squad for the 84-85 season.
You'd assume Clive Allen would have just been signed as direct replacement for Archibald.
Yeah, I say so.
I still can't believe that Archibald went to Barcelona to replace Maradona, didn't he?
That did very well.
Yeah, that's how good he was.
There's Graham Roberts getting booked. Fella saying unbelievable there.
I love the way he'd always protest his innocence no matter what.
The player's lying on the ground half dead, and he's like, "What? I didn't touch him."
Roy Keane was good at that, wasn't it? Really put a tough tackle in. It wasn't me, ref. No, I didn't do it. No, I didn't do it again. It was him.
Oh, I don't know. I think a lot of the times Roy Keane was sort of looked like he was reveling in the fact he'd just laid somebody out.
Then he broke somebody's leg. I mean, that's got to be some vindictive thinking going on there. Right, I'm going to break that man's leg. Just wait for the right opportunity.
One of the images of Roy Keane I will never forget was it was a fairly meaningless sort of league match between Manchester United and Oldham back in about 1993, something like that. Would have been very early in Roy Keane's Man United career anyway. And Oldham had worked their way up the divisions. They had a lot of sort of journeyman pros and struggling to stay in the division at this point. Anyway, there was a 50-50 challenge between Roy Keane and Neil Poynton. Basically, Roy Keane just bulldozed right through him. Neil Poynton went flying up in the air, landed in a complete crumpled mess. And pretty sure Keane was instantly booked. But I was just thinking what a horrendous tackle it was. But Neil Poynton, fair play to him, he just got up. He just got up straight away, carried on. It was like it was part and parcel still back then. You get, like we kept talking about in other games today, somebody's haircut gets out of place and they're rolling around in agony.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, another thing I want to step on, the hooliganism seemed to be Not as much this season, was it? Or was it just kept more out of the news, do you think, at this point?
There must have been some harder measures coming in place by this point. Well, Thatcher would have been in charge for, let's see, good 5 years already. So she did crack down on the hooliganism big time.
Heysel wasn't happened yet, did it? Bradford or Heysel hadn't happened yet, had it?
I think it was 85, wasn't it? It was the summer of 85, so would have been during this season.
That's some shocking stuff. It's weird how I remember the Bradford fire disaster more than Heysel, to be honest.
See, I remember Heysel more than the Bradford fire disaster, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think it was just like some of the scenes from the Bradford fire disaster. I mean, I just remember a policeman on the pitch running into the middle and his hair caught on fire, and I was just thinking, Jesus, this poor sod's caught in that. I think with Heysel, it's a case of you didn't know just quite how devastating it was until the day after.
Yeah. It's almost like when you see it back again in daylight, isn't it, with no one around, and the pictures didn't tell a great story.
And also, Everton won the league this year, didn't they? So they didn't get a chance to go into the European Cup either, did they?
That's right.
And half time, it's Tottenham 1, Liverpool 0.
I think this was the point when I watched it, when it was like, oh, but we won 1-0 up. No way, we scored.
Peter Shreves will have given his half-time words of wisdom. And we're back out.
Should be plenty more of the same, boys.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is shocking, really, isn't it? How bad football had to get before it got better, though, wasn't it? I mean, it's saying now. I mean, I can't get excited about tomorrow because I don't know. It's going to be called off, so you don't want to get your hopes up in case it gets called off again. I mean, what's your thoughts on this now?
I don't think it will get called off. I think it will go ahead tomorrow.
That way, doesn't it?
Liverpool.
Well, we all said that about Leicester, didn't we? And it got pulled off.
Leicester were always pushing to have it cut back because of their injuries, because of their COVID cases. Whereas, we're there or thereabouts, and Liverpool are, they don't want it cancelled. Plus, it's the premium fixture of the weekend, isn't it? On Sky, it's the 4:30 kickoff. So, for me, I can see this going ahead, no issues whatsoever.
As much as I love Tottenham and I hope that can they not play this game behind closed doors?
Yeah, that's another sensible option, isn't it? It's just to stop all the travelling.
Phil and Kuba, I'll let you both discuss this. Comment by Wayne.
Okay, so Wayne.
I'll read it out to you, and then you two can discuss it. I remember both. Heysel was the Liverpool Juve European Cup final. It was. Juventus won 1-0 with a Platini penalty. Bradford Stadium did just show live footage on BBC Final Score or its equivalent back then. Horrific. Yeah. I mean, what's your thoughts on that comment? I'll start with you, David.
Yeah, as I said, I mean, I couldn't really appreciate just how horrendous the Liverpool Juventus violence was until the day after, and all the details started coming out. But knew it was bad, but no idea just how much. But that Bradford Stadium disaster, you could see the fire. It was live on BBC One, as Wayne's saying, and it was just horrendous. You're even looking at people that aren't directly at the stands there. I mean, like I said, policeman on the pitch. It was so hot, his hair caught fire while he was standing on the pitch itself. It was just absolutely horrifying watching a nightmare taking place in front of your eyes. Never forget it.
Phil?
Yeah, both of them horrific, absolutely horrific. I mean, the Heysel, however it happened, however it started, was just every bit wrong. What was wrong with the game or with the terraces at that point? There was no need for any of that. But the Bradford one, watching those poor people, literally, who probably woke up that morning and thought, "Do you know what? I'm going to go and watch a football match," and then were caught in that absolute horrific nightmare that they were in. And yeah, it was a haunting day for English football, I would say. You know, and it's certainly not forgotten, not by any stretch.
Sorry.
I mean, they only happened within a month of each other, a few weeks of each other.
It was close to the end of the season, the Bradford one, I believe.
Yeah.
Wayne Bonner, I moved these two to leave this quote to you two. Yeah, I've never forgotten the sight of that stand up in flames to the point where you could barely see the stand.
Yeah. Yeah, it was burning alive in front of our eyes, unfortunately.
11th of May 1985 was the Bradford fire. I was just looked it up.
Yeah, I was going to say I do remember it being close to the end of the season. That probably was the last game of the season, wasn't it? So
yeah, I mean, just a question onto that. Had football deteriorated that bad that stadiums weren't fit for purpose? Do you know, had it got that bad?
Well, clearly.
It's difficult to say. I mean, lots of things were built out of wood then anyway, and you know, perhaps a bit slack at clearing up the rubbish and things, which contributed to the Bradford disaster, certainly. But you know, when you're a lower league club, you're not going to have the most expensive stadium in the world, are you? You're making do with a lot of shortcuts and cheap options. So I suppose you could say there was always an accident like that waiting to happen, but what could you do back then?
Not that, but I mean, a lot's gone on since then, hasn't it? A lot of improvements made, like even for Middlesbrough.
Oh yeah,
all seaters. Yeah. Do you two? I'll just take off there so people can see you, Phil. Do you two think safe standing's a good idea coming back into football again? I know I've mentioned this before, but
yeah, happy with it. I mean, you know, wherever I go, the majority of people are, you know, as soon as you go on the attack, they're standing up. So, you know, if you've still got it in and around the areas where you would be, then there's no reason why it couldn't be safe now. But there's something about standing at a game, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely love it.
Just a couple of breaking news points. Netherlands to enter into a tight lockdown from Sunday. So they're doing something about it. And Simone Biles has been given the Lifetime Achievement Award by BBC Sports Personality. Obviously an amazing gymnast who's won pretty much everything there is to win and beyond.
And thank you to our foreign correspondent, Phil. It is. Back to you, Cooper, in the studio.
Back to you in the studio. I purposely haven't mentioned the fact that the Scum have doubled their lead.
You know, I'm in England at the moment. It's you two are the foreign correspondents.
Oh yeah, well,
yeah. I don't even know if you should be allowed to watch this. I mean, Brexit means Brexit.
I'm going to bring up the Leeds at the moment. Leeds are now 3-0 down at home, having suffered a 7-0 defeat. Do you think Bielsa's he's on tricky ground there?
I think so. It's too big a money loss to drop out of the Premier League. I think they're going to take action. Because it doesn't seem to be maintaining what he managed last season. So,
no. I mean, they didn't look too bad against us, or were we just that bad that we only scraped to 2-1? That's what always concerns me. But a win's a win.
Yeah, you take 3 points. You take 3 points when you can get them. And if you can get 3 points, if you can get 3 points when you're playing bad, that's a bonus too.
Oh yeah, but at that point, we're still trying to work out how to play games, out what was going to work best for Conte.
Yeah.
And as soon as we adapted the second tactics in the second half, we dominated Leeds. So you could see, they are definitely not as strong as they were last season.
Yeah.
Do you think a lockdown would help? Oh, what a save! What a shot too! Do you think a lockdown would help Conte with this squad?
No, I think a transfer window will.
Well, apparently, I'll give you some news on that. They've already had a meeting. Himself, Paratici, and Levy have had a meeting, and Levy has promised them both that he will be fully backed in the January window.
What does that mean?
fully backed with what I want, or fully backed with what you want? Because there's a big bloody
He's probably going to be fully backed with jelly babies, Monopoly money, and a Happy Meal.
No, I mean, cost money.
It's all the right noises coming out, making us think. All I'm thinking is if they get what they want, there is no reason why we shouldn't be able to challenge for Premier League next season and be getting close to a trophy this season. If he's not fully backed, it's an even harder job that he's got to do. And I don't believe this squad is good enough to challenge for, top honours in and around the English
Phil,
game.
Not even God can make us good at the moment, the way we've been playing.
All I'll say is at the end of the January transfer window, if it's been largely disappointing and we hear Conte ever mention the words, "I'm happy with my squad," then you know exactly who's in charge. It's Levy, and Conte's being paid to say that. Because no managers are happy with their squad. They always want another player.
Yeah. And Ben says, hang on. Ben says, Ben says, not a chicken nugget Happy Meal though. Vegan Happy Meal. Oh, okay. Sorry, I forgot. Sorry. And then Wayne Bonner says, fully backed. Oh dear, Levy's just dug his own.
I wonder if he's heard Brian Daigle's back in the country.
I think that's why he released it, Phil. That he heard Brian Daigle was back in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, my wallpaper was fully backed. That only cost a couple of quid.
So we're all hoping for a Tottenham game tomorrow. Then, yeah, you think it will go ahead?
I'm not hoping for it. I think it's going to happen. But if you're going to play Liverpool, you might as well play them while they haven't got Van Dijk. And I can't remember who else it was the other night, but somebody else was out for them as well. Evening to the Truth Sets You Free.
Hi,
Glad you can join us, sir.
Yeah.
We are currently beating Liverpool 1-0 in our premonition to tomorrow.
From the 84-85 season.
Just imagine if the game does go ahead and we do manage to beat Liverpool 1-0 tomorrow. That'll be a hell of an achievement.
Yeah. And then
how nervous would you be though when you all 93 minutes of Liverpool on the attack and not scoring? That's going to make for a nervy 4:30 till 6:30 tomorrow.
I'll probably have to just sit on the toilet listening to Radio 5.
Yeah, just so that you save yourself the anguish in between. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's Stevie Pete making his 600 appearance for the club tonight.
I have to say, I haven't rated John Chidozie here.
Yeah, he's having a good game. He certainly had the pace and the athleticism. If he's just a bit more consistent.
Who's that fellow in there? That's not Peter Shreves in the suit, was it?
No, I keep thinking it's Glenn Hoddle when they go to it very quickly.
No, he wouldn't have worn a suit, surely.
No, I'm just saying, but when they quickly flash to it, my first thought is always like, Hoddle? No. Whoa! I did like Ray Clements.
Always in control. That was never a corner.
I did like this kit as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Wayne Bonner, do you have any confirmed absentees for tomorrow? I think the players that won't be into tomorrow is the players that have got COVID or coming back from COVID. There was no, from the training session we saw yesterday, Hoberg wasn't in there. I think you said that in your earlier, Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phil mentioned it. I think Højbjerg wasn't
Yeah.
training, was he?
I think Son is. I'm not sure, but I think. I mean, like it's gonna be a mix and match tomorrow.
Son and Skip were definitely there.
Yeah.
The thing is because they won't release the names, which I get because it's it's medical knowledge about people that may or may not want that given, but it's difficult to know what's sort of coming out. I mean, Liverpool, I can't remember who they announced the other day. The one I remember was Van Dijk, but there were two others. Was it Curtis Jones?
Yeah. There's Gary Mabbott, and he's all one suit. True Sets Me Fee says, can always join, but do watch them back. Thanks again. No, thank you for joining in, True Sets Me. You're always welcome. And Tottenham on the attack again. Can we get a second goal to really kill off the game? Come on, Tom. Get in there. Oh, Falco. Good shot. If you are enjoying this and enjoy any of our streams, please like and subscribe. We're trying to get to 200 before Christmas. It's a week away, so come on, let's get there. It'd be a big buzz for me, Cooper, and Phil. Three of us love doing this channel. We love bringing you these classic games for you. And as I said, we'll be on all other Christmas classic games permitting. And if there is a lockdown into the Premier League, this will be a place for your Tottenham match fits. And we'll do a few other bits and pieces as well, just to mix it up a little bit.
We'll have used up all the Liverpool's footage, though, won't we?
Yeah. I
think we got a really good, entertaining 6-goal thriller to go.
Yeah, and also got the Charity Shield from '82 when we played Liverpool as well to watch. When Glenn Potter was
what's your thoughts on the Charity Shield, guys?
I think we should win it every single season.
Yeah, I agree with Cooper.
And not as FA Cup winners, yeah?
I'll take FA Cup winners.
No, but I meant, but if you're in the Charity Shield and you're not an FA Cup winner, you've had a great season the season before.
I'll just, I'll take anything. It just means we're having great seasons constantly and winning something.
Yeah, that was a shocking miss, wasn't it? Who was that?
And the Charity Shield for me, it's a great opener. Really, it's a good season opener, isn't it? It's always been there.
It is.
A Truth Set Me Free says, "Apprentice the love." I'll let you read that, Cooper.
Appreciate the love you showed Muhammad Ali on previous show. Good stuff. Yeah, well, he's an absolute legend, sporting icon.
He's a legend.
One of the men of the 20th century. 20th century. People.
I mean, guys, he gave up everything just to prove a point. Would you see any other sportsmen doing that today?
Yeah, I think there are some people who'd take inspiration from Muhammad Ali to stand up for what they believe in. The start of the whole take the knee for sport as well. The black athletes in the NFL first doing that. That is because it's showing a disrespect to their own flag. Because they know it's the right thing to do, raise awareness. It was a good move. Other things as well. I mean, on the lesser scale, the likes of Marcus Rashford with what he's been doing for charity work. People do step up, but they need inspiration like the likes of Muhammad Ali to show the way. So got to admire him for that.
I don't know this guy, so I'm going to apologise. Does anyone know Colin Kaepernick?
Oh, was that the one that took the knee to start with?
Yeah, it was.
Yes. Yeah, he could be.
He was the first American footballer to do that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, brave move, and what a statement.
It worked, though, didn't it?
certainly did. Although you could also argue in the long run what's really changed, which is the really sad part.
Yeah, I mean, it never has changed, has it? I mean, you think in this day and age, racism should be well out of football or any sport or any in society as a whole. I mean, there is some pretty sick individuals that think it's fun, and it's not fun.
I think that's the really sad part. Is it's on the rise as well, isn't it? The people turning to extremes or in times of trouble, and some of them that means turning to extreme, sort of far right groups with a big agenda against race and colour, and just foreign people in general. Xenophobia is massive again.
I mean, I found it being Irish and growing up in England. I used to get dogs of abuse at school. Yeah. Absolutely dogs of abuse, just because I'm from Ireland. I mean, what did we do? We didn't harm anyone. Just because of my nationality.
But that's the point with it. No, a lot of people don't do any harm. They're all tarred with, you're that colour, you're that country, you're that race. It's just. So I'm just going to bring out a couple of comments from Truth Sets You Free. So he's got.
I want to answer that comment if I can, Phil.
Okay.
U.S. Trump, Donald Trump, right? Now, I don't mean to upset anyone here, and I hope I don't. Donald Trump is the most racist, nasty, bellend there is in this planet. That man hasn't got a fucking clue how to run his own toilet. So how the hell was he going to run America? All that man's done is divided the country into two and divided blacks against whites. It's disgusting what he's done. And then to top it all off, he loses an election, the rights or wrongs of it, however it was done, whatever it was done, and then decides to start a coup against people that are in there. It's like our Doyle or your House of Commons to strip democracy from a country. That man should be arrested, put in prison, in with a monkey, because that's all he is a plain bloody monkey. And I'm sorry. I apologise if I've offended anyone with my language or my view, but Donald Trump is an arsehole. I mean, that man went on national telly and said to people, put bleach in your system to cure COVID. I mean, you have to have no brains, or you have to be completely off your rocker to say that. And I apologise to anyone if I've offended anyone, and I'm sorry if I've offended anyone on the stream.
That's fair enough, Dermot. I think most people tend to agree, but he did seem to know where he'd find his backers, didn't he? He appealed to a certain demographic within the population and got very popular doing it.
Sorry, Tottenham did beat Liverpool 1-0. Yay! Let's get back to football. But
Spurs.
Yeah, Phil, do you want to read? The rest of Truth Sets free Truth Sets comments there? I'm sorry about me first as well to you, Phil.
Yeah, he just started with started all here when he wanted Obama in.
Right, stop there for a minute. Go back up. I want your views on this. How good was Obama as president of the United States?
Don't know. Wasn't close enough to it. I know.
As a world leader, as a world leader, how did you find him as a world leader?
He seemed okay. What he struggled with is getting things moving in Congress, because whatever, and I don't even know which party he is, but the other party were in Congress and they stopped an awful lot of stuff going through. Yeah. So he kind of, for me, I felt that he was running with his hands tied behind his back.
Yeah. Cleaver?
I felt he stood for a lot more than he actually delivered. Again, that's largely due to what Phil just mentioned. it's like half the country's doing everything they can to stop all policies going through. So
is it put down to race because of the colour of skin?
It's lots of factors.
That'll be a part of it, but
yeah, it's they got the whole religious fanaticism that goes with some of the deep South states, with the Republicans in particular. You've got the GOP and then you got the Democrats who are now attracting the sort of some really far left groups as well. When it's people are getting banded together, and it just seems to be getting more and more polarized in America than ever. It's like
people in the UK storming the Commons for Boris Johnson being an idiot.
Yeah, it's the same sort of thing. I mean, people are just in this point where they've got to kick up and protest against whatever is there. Sometimes it doesn't even seem to matter. I think the big shame for me with Obama was the parallels I could draw with New Labour in England. Thought it was going to be a massive change, but nothing really changed, because at the end of the day, it's the people behind the scenes that are running it. There's not a lot you can do if you can't get the backing. So, but as a figurehead and a sort of beacon of hope, I thought Obama, great stuff, because I must admit I was cheering when he came in. I thought it was great time to be around. I thought that was.
Then you've got.
Let me just go through it. I'll bring them up, and then you guys can talk. So, first one he said was spot on to yourself. And then he's brought up when we defeated the evil Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, back to the football, God bless. Yeah, we have got kind of sidetracked a little bit there, but let's keep going. Wayne also said, I forgot about the football.
No, he said you've missed one, Phil.
Oh, Dermot Legend.
Swell.
Then the problem with America is the way the system works. Obama showed that he's a brilliant public speaker and has a touch of class. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. I like this one. He's also true set 3. He said Trump started attacking China verbally, and then the pandemic happened. No
correlation.
Well, that's a big that's just a conspiracy theory thing, really, isn't it? But the thing is that's the thing. I always criticize the conspiracy theories, but they're all conspiracy theories until they're proven right, and some of them have been true.
Until proven innocent or guilty, they are true.
Watergate never happened until it was proved.
Oh no, Watergate didn't happen, did it? No, it's like Obama. It was like Bin Laden. He was stuck somewhere in Pakistan under the United States nose for about 12, 13 years. Do you think we should attack him now? Oh yeah, let's attack him now. He's lived there long enough. Idiots. I mean, Trump. I'd say Trump attacking China. I mean, he was so racially abusive to even the women reporters that were from China at the time it started the pandemic. It was disgusting.
China hasn't exactly got a great reputation for being friendly to other races themselves, have they?
No.
But
Josh, I hope you're all right, sir.
Yeah, great one there.
Ben
nice
Kaufman.
to see you on, Josh. And
Ben
Josh
Kaufman.
has done that. Then I'm going to this one because we're back on that theme again there. So, True Sets You Free says, my dad always says politics is the lowest form of consciousness.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a struggle to argue with that, isn't it? Really, you're like, yep.
Yeah.
And then,
Andrew Bailey. Andrew Bailey. I'm having a panic attack, but yours are helping. Well, I'm glad we are. That's what we're here for.
Andrew, I'm always there. You know that. If you need to have a chat, just give me a bell. I'm always around.
Yeah. But we're hoping cheering you up. The first thing Trump did was sack the pandemic team that was in place of some. Yeah, he did. Obama had this group that were ready for any pandemic hit. That this group would go into action. I mean, he took the America out to WHO. He then sacked the pandemic team. So they were woefully unprepared. I mean, we think, I mean, we thought we were bad in Ireland. I mean, England was very bad during the lot of the pandemic, lads. I think you could agree with that. America was worse.
Mm.
I mean, it's just idiots. And Josh says Trump brought all the racists and fascists out of it. Yeah, he did, because he's an idiot.
I think Coover picked that up earlier because he certainly appealed to a certain set of people, didn't he? And
he appeals to that. He appeals to the redneck people that think with their ass instead of their brain. They weren't born with brains. They were born with. They were born with bloody.
To be fair, I think
peanuts.
there was also a lot of perfectly reasonable people who he appealed to because he was creating jobs within the community, and at the end of the day, people getting jobs when they haven't had one, they're going to be grateful for it. So he did get a lot of blue collar support. I can see how that worked. The one thing Trump was good at was manipulating those certain demographics that could get him into power. And fair play, fair play, I say, but he got his way in. It worked.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question like you two? I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Evening, Graham. I hope you're all right. You look at the electrical system in the UK where it's first past the post, and you look at any vote, like if it's in the Premier League, anywhere, it's done by a majority. Do you know what I mean? It's done by the majority of the votes. Do you feel the American electrical system is too complicated for what it is, or do you think it's easily rigged? You can rig it easy.
Well, depends what you call rigged. I mean, same as ours in England. So it can be. It's been manipulated to the point where you do not actually have a free vote. You can't vote for anybody you like. You're limited, and it's not proportional representation either. That's the biggest one of the lot.
Yeah.
Because first past the post, that does not reflect the overall vote. We've had governments in with 28% of the overall vote. It's a ridiculous situation.
That's the point, isn't it? You could win by a landslide in 5 or 6 different seats and ultimately have more votes than the next one, but because they do a little bit more
and get 7 seats with a far lesser vote, and then America as well. You look at when Bernie Sanders was standing against Clinton, who were both looking to take on Trump, and if you could see the really popular one was Bernie Sanders at the point, and with the opinion polls, he would have wiped the floor with Donald Trump. Donald Trump would have had no chance. But of course, what happened? Clinton pushed to the front, and then the rest is history. So there's a reluctance in comparisons with both England and the United States. There's something wrong with the electoral system, so it's not fair. It's denying people the chance to have a say.
Shall we do it all together, lads?
Tantrum gold, is it?
God, this is Tottenham tantrum politics.
But if I had a little, that's all right.
Yeah.
I think we need to get back to football.
You just stop taking the piss out of me now. Do you want a cup of tea, dear? Go on. Do you want a cup of tea? Go on.
Trouble is, Scum won today, so I mean, it's taking the edge off even the football now.
Yeah, the only game of the weekend was Scum a 3-up at half time, isn't?
I mean, a big belting Leeds win that would have made a fantastic day.
Yeah.
And then we've got Wayne Bonner here. Politics is business these days. Money talks. Well, look at the Premier League and
all day long.
And the big. That's something I want to get onto as well. You two.
Sorry, I'm just wetting myself at Ben's comment. Sorry, I'm going to bring it up. Josh, very quickly, said Kanye, but Ben. The only way to fix the problems is to vote Kaufman 2025.
That's got the star so far. All right. So anyone, I did give Josh. Josh had the star to begin with. His star comment. Well, they've got to give that to Ben. So anyone can beat Ben. You get star comment of the day. I'll be your road
what's going to be
manager.
the policy? Solve everything over a coffee and some good kosher food, is it, Ben?
That's it, yeah.
Well,
And then we've got Derek Hutchinson, Spurs 3, Liverpool 2.
I could live with that.
So could I.
Oh, certainly would, yeah.
Yeah.
What if we were 2-0 down as well and it was all drama at the end?
The truth sets free.
More a hat trick.
Yeah. Bring the dinosaur back. Bring the dinosaurs back. Yeah. Put them after Trump, see what happens.
I thought you were talking about Mourinho.
Yeah. Or Trump.
Oh no. Yeah. That I swear to God, right, Phil, what's his name? Boris Johnson is Donald Trump's love child. I swear to God. Is that man's see the problem is I don't know if you especially even like the bosses of the Premier League. Do you think some of these chairmen and people that run the Premier League or the Football Association or like who run the Football League, do you think some of them are a bit detached from reality? They sort of go into their own world and they don't realise what actually is happening out there. And is it all just, I need to make another million, fuck the fans?
Well, you only have to look at organisations like the FA when they've that over the years their appointment of England managers. It's never based on who's the best manager. It's who looks the right way to fit in with what they want. Their stuffy suits and their little bubbles separated from the rest of the world. Everything's like away to the country club and smoking cigars and having their little champagne, and it's all going to be done very properly. It doesn't, of course, soon as you get people with that kind of wealth, they move in their own circles, don't they? So they go attached because you're not going to have a Daniel Levy mingling with the fans down Park Lane or something. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, I think the people making decisions are separated. They don't seem to have a grasp on things. I think there'll be people there that do, of course, but they'll be lower down the ladder, so they won't get listened to. Then, of course, if you are in their employ, are you going to speak up against it and say something's wrong, or are you're threatening your job then, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly. Phil, what do you think? Do you think all these owners and people that run the Premier League and FIFA and UEFA, that's another subject I want to get onto in a minute, UEFA, because there was something come out last night I wanted to discuss with you two. Do you think these owners and people that run the Premier League and the FA and the Football League are really detached from reality and they seem to forget what it's like to be a fan? No, I mean, look at today, Burnley only get two.
It's a business. That's all they're in. That it feels that's all they're interested.
I mean, today's game, Aston Villa only gave 2 hours' notice to Burnley. I don't know if it was Burnley or anyway. Only give 2 hours' notice. I mean, there could be fans making their way up to that match.
But either way, they've already paid out. Well, with that, it came up after we finished our stream this morning. So you are within 2 to 3 hours. If you're traveling, you've already done those. You've already made your plans, and it's like, who's going to compensate them? The Premier League? No, not a chance.
So I've just got to do a couple of
ticket back.
So I've just got to do a couple of these chats. Wayne Bodder saying, if there's coffee, then Ben gets my vote. And Josh was saying, reasons to vote Ben Kaufman for office. 1, he's young. 2, he's full of energy. 3, he doesn't sniff kids. Oh dear. Right. It's on there now. Andrew Benny, I want to start a band called Joe Biden's Dentures. That could work.
That man falls going up the stairs. Let's be honest, it's so funny. I wonder, does he fall asleep during meetings with all the other world leaders? Right, he's in there going, Mr. President, wake up. What? Have we started the war yet? No. They go back to sleep again. Mr. President, wake up. Oh, Jesus, what's happening now? It's funny.
Fantastic. There comes a point where you think, oh, they're a bit too old to really do this now.
Yeah.
But Truth Sets Free, he's adding on to it. He's a good person.
Yeah.
And He's not racist and no IQ.
Yeah.
And he's smart and cares. Yeah, agree
Is this
with
back
that.
Joe Biden?
No, we're talking about Ben Kaufman now, I think.
Oh yeah, Ben definitely. Wayne Bonner. This is brilliant. My vote goes to Tottenham Tantrum Go political party.
I think at the moment we're kind of anti all government, aren't we? We're just on top of everybody's hit list.
They're all just a mixture of the same.
Can I just say I am a Sinn Féin member, and I did vote Sinn Féin in the last general election here in Ireland. I'll just put it there.
Cheers for that, Dermot. That'll get the popular vote up in the English crowd. Oh dear. What's got TTG in? Yeah. Ben Kaufman replying, we're going to be changing things. Steve Hitchin is getting deported.
Good.
Yeah, that'll be nice. That'll be a popular one. Josh saying Boris Johnson in office is like watching Richard O'Brien on Crystal Maze talking in bloody riddles. It really is.
He gets his little harmonica out and went, I wrote the Rocky Horror Show, you know.
if Richard O'Brien put on a fat suit and then some sort of duster on his head, perfect.
And then we've got True Section 3. We need football back.
Absolutely.
Look at this. Yeah. Right. This came out last night. This news. UEFA are talking to the governing bodies of South Africa, of South American football, to include Brazil, Argentina, all the South American teams into the Nation League, I think in 2 years' time. Is this now a dig at FIFA for trying to bring in a World Cup every 2 years? So what do you think? Do you think it's a dig at FIFA? Or do you think it's UEFA trying to muscle sort of thing, elbows, like we're the biggest? Do you know what I'm trying to? It's very hard. FIFA tried to bring in a World Cup every 2 years. Do you think it's a dig at them? What UEFA?
Perhaps they're just trying to take a huge bite out of the UEFA market. Possibly. Everything's globalized now, so globalized football as a competition as well as an actual brand. Yeah, I could see that happening. Will people resist it? Yes, I think they will.
Do you think it'd be a good thing if Argentina, Brazil, and all them South Americans come into the Nations League?
But it might be
or would that take away? Would that take away from the World Cup? Would that take away
too much for? But the World Cup was always. World Cup's supposed to be special. Every 4 years, it's something to really be. It's something to behold when it's every 4 years because it seems a long time until the next one finishes. And if you're having it sort of get to the point where you're having it every year practically, there's no domestic leagues anymore. They'll be cut down to top leagues of say 12 teams because you won't be able to fit all the fixtures in. No, I think it's a bad move.
Phil, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, likewise. There's a time and a place for it. They're in a different place. We don't want to be playing them. We played them during the World Cup or some friendlies. That's the time. You can't keep mixing everything to try and get the best of the best because if you watch that, whatever it was, the Copa America, Brazil and Argentina played in the final. It was the dullest game possible and was 1-0. So the free-flowing Argentinian and Brazilian sides of the 70s and 80s, they're not there now. So it sounds a big draw, but it's not. It's not the great games.
I'm just seeing Ben Kaufman giving out his minister jobs at the moment.
I particularly like the one Dermot is Secretary of State for Guinness.
I love that one. Thanks.
Dermot's always on the sauce.
Yeah. I even got my vodka. I got my Coca-Cola. No vodka in that.
When Dermot says he's heard from his source, he's just putting his ear to a can of Guinness.
Oh yes, are you talking to me? Yes, I am. It's the vodka. I think the person talking to him at the moment is Johnny Walker.
I don't know. I mean, the Russian stuff is pretty good stuff talking to me too.
Mr. Smirnoff.
No, I don't like Smirnoff. I like proper Russian vodka. Shaken, not stirred. Apparently, Ben's and more cabinet members will be announced soon in his government reshuffle.
Good. Maybe there'll be a little position for me.
Yeah, you are. You're the state. Phil Litt's Secretary of State for Technology.
And Josh going one further here, not just the World Cup, but Nations League is pointless.
Yep.
What exactly is the point? Yeah, I feel that way as well.
Yeah. It's taken away from qualifying. It's like another tournament from when there's no tournaments. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it was just supposed to spice it up a little bit in Europe. But again, you're still mixing the cream of the crop with, you people in your same sort of place. So it doesn't give you smaller teams the chance to play in your big teams. So
well, Portugal won the first one, didn't they? Portugal won the first Nations.
Yeah, they beat.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they beat Holland because Holland beat England in the semi. But
boo hoo, England! Come on, Holland!
I do remember it saying the first time I spotted it, and somebody saying, "Oh, this is for a place in the quarterfinals or something." And I looked at it, I thought, "What's the Nations League?" I hadn't even noticed. It was just like there's too much football coming in. I'm looking at other things.
They're playing. I think. Hang on, 4 games in 10 days in June next year. All the international sides. I mean,
just what you need after a grueling fixture list in your domestic league. Yeah.
And a season that has a break in it to play the World Cup. It's just.
Wow. 5 a.m. US TTG morning shows. I always rewatch. Not enough coffee from Kaufman to get me up for them. They are my favorite show. I just want you guys to know. Oh well, thank you so much, TreeSets3. That's such lovely comment. I get it up here for the boys to see, the lads here. There you go.
You get him what up?
Read that there.
You have none of that going on, lad.
Would you shut up? If you come over here, I kick your fucking ass. I will. I fucking kick it from here, from Dublin down to fucking Belfast. Yeah, fucking come here, you can't be like your fucking. I'm telling you. Right.
I don't know. I can't maintain the pitch or the accent.
Yeah, that's because you haven't drunk half a pint of vodka.
That's true.
You
mate.
two have me based out to be an alcohol. Do you think I am? What am I? The George Best of TTG?
He was Irish, so yeah.
Well, I am getting married.
George Best knew how to say no.
Yeah, I am getting married to the most gorgeous Irish woman in the whole of Ireland, so I probably am feeling a bit like George Best.
Well, there you go, man.
Yeah. There you go. Read that out there, Phil. I know I did, but it's meant for you. So yeah, but what do you say to TreeSets3?
5 a.m. Tottenham Tantrum Gold morning shows. I always rewatch. Not enough coffee from Kaufman to get me up for them. Yeah. But if you're watching it and you're seeing the content, then that's it's still as great. It's just making sure that we do stuff that you guys are entertained by, because that was always the aim for us.
Well, the real question is, are we satisfying your need for ornithology and owl talk in particular? Because that is our specialist subject nowadays.
We really get a buzzard from entertaining you guys.
We do actually, don't we? I mean, we do get a buzz. A bit of a bumblebee.
We always want to give you a little tweet in the mornings.
No,
we buzz hard. Yeah.
All joking aside, this channel was built by fans for the fans, and that's the Talk Foundations we
and then we took it over and wrecked it.
Yeah, basically.
And then Cooper and Phil turned up, and that was the end of that.
I don't know. I mean, Phil's been at work today doing some new stuff for our channel. He's put a new banner up in the background. I wonder if we can. If we manage
to keep going for about 6 months, I reckon we'll have Brian Daigle turning up and saying Couvarang.
Yeah. You've spent no money on the channel. Get out. You promised that you said that you were going to fully back us, but we've only had one chicken nugget since then.
He's going to be on us shouting us up, calling us all parasites.
Yeah. We've got some stuff here. But no, thank you, True Sets Me Free. It's very kind of you for your words, and we try our best to bring you the best show every time we go on YouTube. So that's our aim. So thank you very much. Ben Kaufman says here, do you want to read it out, lads?
Yeah, the worst thing was when that Kaufman guy turned up talking mostly bollocks. Yeah, we like to call that the morning shows, don't we?
Yeah.
So we'll have to change the spelling of morning, I think, the way those are going.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've got here one for Ben. These are ones that we've missed. Christmas coffee mornings this week will be fun. Yeah, it will be. Truth Sets Free says underneath, LOL, happy face, and a owl. Woohoo, woohoo. Then we've got, you bringing these up, Phil?
Phil's
Wayne,
just looking.
Yeah.
Go on.
Wayne Bond there. Do you want to bring Wayne's up?
Sorry, I keep getting notifications come up, so I can't see them all. So apologies.
There's not enough owl talk for me.
Phil's notifications. He's on owlchat.com.
Yeah, looking up some stuff. Talking of that, I had a cage fight last night, but I won.
Did you?
Caught the budgie in the third round.
So you're Sylvester the cat then? Is that you? I thought I saw a pretty cat. I did see a pretty cat. Ben Koff. Oh yeah, you have a good unique format going, fellas. Keep it up, love it. But that's
the format of being utter shambles.
The format last night's show was we don't really know what to talk about, so do your movies with Tottenham players in. That should do some stuff.
And he said,
"Oh, go on."
Coover's Truth Sets Free says Coover was the voice of reason the other day when Dermot wanted to break the copyright to show that clip.
That's true. Actually, you really wanted to as well.
Yeah. Oh no.
Right, Ben's still checking them in with the old chicken jokes. There we go. What's on the bill tomorrow?
On the bill tomorrow is Coover running around his house topless shouting, "I am a Spurs fan, Tottenham are playing, Tottenham are playing." Phil will be out trying to find Adele. I'm probably getting a restraining order against himself for that. Trying to get Adele. See, he's even proud of it.
I'm proud of it. Yeah, she has not answered. I have. If anyone in the chat has got any contact with Adele, please let me know because she is not responding to my messages. The naughty girl.
Other than the please stop calling me.
Yeah.
But listen, we're going to call it a shout there. Are we on tomorrow, lads, or are we having the day off tomorrow?
Well, let's wait and see what happens with Tottenham, because if Tottenham are playing, then things change, don't they? If Tottenham are not, if the game gets cancelled, we'll be on. If not, we may.
I think we'll be on for the late show, won't we, Coover? We'll definitely be on for that.
More important, I think we need to nip this in the bud as well, because Ben Kaufman's saying about what's on the bill tomorrow, and clearly that's an aquatic bird as the duck. So he's going off the rails there. Yeah. So let us pray he doesn't continue that.
Yeah, you should
just. Truth says you deserve a day off. Well, listen, we love bringing these contents to you. We really do. I come back in the centre of the screen, so I'm not hiding. It's like somebody with a big thing. You know, in the 80s when they had the thing with the Joker, just right, you're coming off now. You two are so hard work sometimes. Honest to fucking Lord.
You've got you and your alter ego there, Mr. Half a bottle of vodka, and I'm well away.
I'm not drinking. I tell you what, I'm going to have to do a drinks test before I come on every show just to prove to you I'm still
right. Shall I give you a quick interview, Dermot, and I'll do it in your style of interviewing?
Yeah.
So, Dermot, what was your favourite game from the 1980s, and who was your favourite captain? Was it your favourite? Was it your favourite month of the year? And did you like the shirt at that point? And did they have a good boot sponsorship? Also, Do you think the government was doing enough at the time to combat racism? And do you remember the World Cup from that summer? And I remember when they went. Some of them were wearing short sleeves, and some were wearing long sleeves. What's your thoughts on that?
Well,
They still have numbers on the back. And do you remember? Did your dad go to that?
I bet you're going to take him off because I can't breathe. Right. We just get on with these three, and then I'm going offline.
Sorry, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us. I've just got a wee little drink to have here. That tea's strong.
Honestly, it's only orange juice, isn't it, Coop? Only orange juice.
Yeah.
God's sake, you two crack me up on
sort
this
of orange juice that can power your car.
Right. We'll just get a couple of comments in, and then I do, because I have to pop out in a minute. So I have a run to make.
Before the offline.
Here we go then. We'll do the last 4 comments of the night then, guys.
No, we'll start off with Juice Sets Free because we didn't get his comments up. We can start with him and then work
My
down.
prediction: game cancelled in the morning.
Oh, sorry,
again.
Phil, I didn't see that. Sorry. Yes, it will be cancelled tomorrow.
Probably.
An hour and a half an hour before. I'm gonna
stop Coover. I'm gonna piss.
We lost Dermot
again. Yeah.
You save me the best question till the end.
All right. I'm gonna have a look. Get through.
Right, here you go. This is the last one of the night, but it's for you, Dermot. What colour were your socks, Dermot, when you scored your 50th goal in high school?
White. Green, white, and gold. They were Irish socks.
Anyway. Right then, guys.
Hang on, we just got 2 more up here. Sorry. We've got Derek Hutchinson.
Were they Irish socks? Did they have written on the toes, open other end?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Ben said he was just plucking around for some reason. But thank you again for watching this channel tonight. It's a joy to do it with Phil and Coover, the 2 best co-hosts anyone could wish for. And the amount of work they put into this channel as well. Fair play to them. I mean, Phil's got a full-time job as well, and he puts as much effort into this show as me and Coover do. So I couldn't do it without these 2 lads. They're absolute brilliant co-hosts and great friends as well. Not friends, they're brothers. We're a family on this, and we're all there for one another. Just very quickly, also look out for one another out there too. This is not for some it's a great year, but for other people that are on their own or away from families, and especially with lockdowns and everything, just check in on your neighbour or give somebody a call, or especially the elderly. There's a lot of elderly people on their own, so just check in on them.
Just anybody on their own.
Yeah,
it's bad time of year, especially to be on your own.
It is, but again, I can't thank these 2 lads enough for all they do. And Bill, personally, thank you, and Cooper, thank you very much as well. And thank you. Sorry, Cooper.
Yeah, I was just going to add to it. I'll feel we've given us a chance to fully take on our responsibility to keep the Spurs fans fully informed on all really important matters on this channel. So
and again, I apologise for my Donald Trump outburst. I do apologise, but it seemed to have brought in a bit of laughs anyway. So it was
bringing more people in to watch. Should do it again.
I'll get a Boris Johnson one up next time.
It's the same thing, just a different flag.
Yeah. But no, thank you to Phil, thank you to Cooper, thank you to the Tottenham Tantrum Army out there. We all love you. Look after each other. We're not on tomorrow. We'll be on tomorrow night for the late show.
We could do a late one tonight.
Let's wait and see what happens with the games.
Yeah, we might do a late one tonight. We might just have the night off.
We won't plan the late ones. I think we'll just do it as and when.
But if Tottenham are playing tomorrow, we won't be on. But if Liverpool are playing Liverpool tomorrow, we'll be back on Monday morning at 11 o'clock, and then with the half-5 game. But if Tottenham game is called off, we'll bring something up to you tomorrow to give you your Tottenham fix. All I can say is God bless you. See you soon, and also come on, you Spurs. Leave the out. Merry Christmas. Woohoo! Keep going, Phil. Keep going.